What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kai, and today we got a real fire subject to hop on. We're going to be talking about exactly on what I wish I knew when I first started my business. So when I started my LLC, the things I wish I would have knew I had in order and what I had available to me when I had basically filed my LLC, okay? Now, before we get started with the video, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to your boy channel. That way you'll be updated every time your boy drop a fire video, okay? Let's go ahead and get to it, all right? So the first thing I want to let y'all know is I'll give y'all a little bit of my background, right? I was working for an inspection company. Well, first, let's go back, all right? I first started off in the roofing industry as a salesperson, right? Where I had to go and knock on different people's doors to sell them a roof, right? I worked for them for 3 years and then transferred over to a inspection company, right? An insurance inspection company, to where I had to get on top of tall and steep roofs and be able to inspect them and take pictures and etc. for them, right? But when I moved from the roofing company, right, I was still self-employed because you're 1099 at a roofing company, right? You're still self-employed. You work on your own time, your own hours, right? Now, I shifted over from a salesperson to an inspector, but when I did, the inspection company let me know, hey, listen, you're going to be 1099 for us. You're going to be self-employed. The only thing is that you need your own LLC. And when they said LLC, I'm like, LLC? What is that? You know, I feel like I heard that before, but I asked them exactly what it is. You know, the person on the phone couldn't really even tell me too much about an LLC. That's what's so crazy. They were on the phone with me and they was like, you know, LLC is this. You know, they basically gave me a meaning of it. It stands for a limit liability company. It protects you from it protects your business from a lot. You know what I mean? So far as debt, being sued, and it protects your assets. Okay, that's the main thing. But he didn't give me all this information at first. He just told me pretty much the layout of an LLC and told me I had to go get it. Went to go get the LLC. At that point in time, I just had the LLC, right? I'm making money with the inspection company, but at the same time, I have an LLC. But nothing is going through this LLC account. Nothing shows. It basically in the system, it shows I have an LLC, but this LLC is not producing anything. It's not producing business credit. It's not producing income. It's not producing anything. It's not even on the map, right? Because I didn't know about an LLC and I didn't know exactly the benefits and everything that LLC came with, right? So the first thing I want to go ahead and start with is that I wish I had in order. If I would have had this quicker, way quicker, even when I'm working a job. This is what I tell people. Even when you're working a job, you still need to be up on business, right? So if you're at your job, it's nothing wrong with starting an LLC, right? And pushing funds through that LLC account, right? To show that it has transactions, it has income coming through an actual business, right? So you can work a job, right? You can work a job and each one of your payments, each one of your paydays, right? Transfer it over to the business account, right? Transfer it over to the business account and now you have income going through your business. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that's going to be the first thing I wish I had did, right? I wish I had got a business bank account, a business checkings account in order before I actually, not before I started my LLC, but once I started my LLC, you know, I just thought I had an LLC, right? Thought I had an LLC. I'm pretty sure I can build the LLC up. I knew nothing about I didn't even know you can have a business checkings account, right? But when I heard about this, right, that was one of the things I had got on top of because your business income is going to be something that a lot of businesses checking when you're applying for revolving credit lines, when you're applying for loans, when you're applying for any type of credit when it comes to business, right? They're going to be looking at that, especially income. And like what I tell you, when I tell you guys is people that mainly look at income, right, are these fintech companies that are funding out, right, loans and line of credits. These people are really mainly looking at income because the fintech companies, what I tell y'all is different from the banks, is the banks want to ask you for a lot of information. They ask you for tax returns, profit and loss sheet, right? Good credit, income. They ask for all four of these things, right? Besides the fintech company, what the fintech company does is they basically tell you, hey, listen, you have to have a strong suit at one. We're going to take that profit and loss sheet out. But they're going to say that you have to have a a pro at one of these, right? You have to be at least good in one of these standards, whether that's income, personal credit, or income, personal credit. I want to say business history. I want to say business history on this. All right. I want to say business history. So how long have you been in business, right? Have you been in business for a year? Have you been in business for 2 years, right? That is going to be a big factor also. So that's going to be the first thing I wish I had knew with my LLC. Another thing I wish I had knew is I'm kind of taking y'all down the track. So I hope y'all understand exactly where I'm going with this, right? After I started my business account, this is another thing I realized that I wish I had knew, right? I had funds going through my LLC and I had money going through and everything like that. But the only thing I didn't realize is that my LLC, I also have to pay taxes on this money. Anything I spend throughout the account, I have to pay taxes on it, right? So how do I avoid this, right? I don't want to end up having a big chunk to pay at the end of the year, right? Nobody wants that. So how exactly do I avoid this? And what I recognize is that this is what not a lot of people know, is that the rich use their LLC, right, to be able to beat the system. And how do they beat the system with their LLC, right? Because it is an entity, it's a company. When they gather any form of debt for this company and use that debt, they cannot be taxed with that debt because it's debt. It is somebody else's money. I hope y'all listen to me right here, right? So with their LLC, I will give you guys an example. With their LLC, I did not know that the average top 5% of rich people, right? What they do is they would take a loan out, revolving credit, whatever type of source of money line it is, right? They would take that, as long as it's a form of debt, revolving credit line, loans, right? That's a form of debt. That's somebody else's money, right? They're going to take that money and they're going to invest that into something, right? Let's say they invested into a property. Well, guess what? If they invested somebody else's debt, if they invested somebody else's money into a property, then they cannot be taxed on that money, right? So what I noticed that the top 5% of people do to try to save taxes, they try to gather up as much debt as possible, right? Turn that debt into good debt. Now, we talk about that a lot on this channel, right? It's a such thing as bad debt and a such thing as good debt. Good debt is something that is moving and bringing you passive income, while bad debt is something that's draining you, putting you in debt, right? And that's something that you don't want. But like I said, the rich know to be able to use this form of debt to be able to make purchases. That way they will not be taxed at all, okay? That was one of the major things for me, okay? That was a big thing for me because I did not know. And at the end of the year, like I said, last year I had to pay $10,000. I had to pay $10,740 something in taxes in whole, right? I only had to pay that amount because I did not know what all I could have rolled off for my taxes, right? I had just got a tax prepared and I didn't know all the things I could have rolled off on my taxes. I could have saved a lot of money, right? I could have saved a lot of money. I could not have paid any of that 10 grand if I had been able to go through the things that I had actually spent throughout with my debt, right? But ultimately, like I said, now I know it, and now you guys also know it. So definitely put that in you guys' business arsenal. That's going to be something major for you guys to be able to go out and use somebody else's money and purchase something, right? Invest in something, and you will not be taxed for it. All right. So another thing that I had wished I had knew coming into business, right? This is like levels to this, right? This is levels. I got the business checkings account. I started running money through it. Tried to figure out how to not get taxed for this money, right? And also on the other side of the scale, of course, I needed funding and I needed revolving credit lines to be able to increase my business, right? And I did not know the secrets when it comes to getting approved for things or having a revolving credit line. What is the main purpose of having a revolving credit line, right? And what I noticed is what the main purpose of having a revolving credit line and a loan is that the simple fact is that when you get a when you get a revolving credit line, right? Let's say a revolving credit line. We're gonna use that first. All right. when you get a revolving credit line with your business, whether it's a line of credit or it's a credit card, right? A revolving credit line. What I did not know is that the rich usually go take this money, right? The revolving credit line, because it's still not their money. Anything they spend with this money, right, is not going to be taxed, so it's beneficial. They would take this money, right, put it into investment. Let that investment pay a portion of this revolving credit line off over time, right? And as they pay over it over time, it's creating more benefits. And the benefit is creating, right, is what I call the doubles game, right? It's double up. So as they're paying this revolving credit line off, they don't have to pay it off in total. They can pay it off for 3 to 4 months. And then after that, guess what? You want to know what the top 5% do? They go either ask for a increase to invest more money, right? Somebody else's money. They go ask for an increase to go ask for somebody else's money to benefit off of property, right? To create another cycle, basically, of paying a revolving credit line back. So that means if I end up getting a $10,000 revolving credit line, putting it into an Airbnb, Airbnb then generates $1,500 to $2,500 a month and pays that credit line off over time. Then guess what? If I ask for another $10,000 increase, right, and I go get another property, well then guess what? That's still stacking up with that revolving credit line, right? And this is the doubles game, what I did not know. So now I basically build my business and my companies off the sole fact of I don't have to use my own money. I don't have to use my own money. I can literally gather somebody else's money, which is what we consider as credit leverage, all right? We consider it as leverage. You take somebody else's money, you invest it into a property, you pay a portion back to that revolving credit line, all right? Or that debt, whatever it is, right? Pay that portion to that and you keep a piece of the pie, right? This is what not a lot of people knew. And at the same time, with the revolving credit line, if I had $10,000 or if I had $20,000 of a revolving credit line and I'm paying that off, I'm paying that revolving credit line off, 9 times out of 10, the double game still applies when you want to go apply for a new credit card, right? So that gives you a better chance to get a higher limit to the next credit card that you end up getting. So even if you don't get that increase for that first revolving credit line, you can still go over and jump over to another revolving credit line. And the whole point of this is, I want y'all to understand, is that the simple fact is that we're building with somebody else's money, right? We're not building with our own money at all. So I'm stacking up Airbnbs using somebody else's money, not getting taxed for it, and also receiving multiple benefits by being able to double my income and double the amount of good debt that I have coming in, right? So that will be major. And I feel like those are the major things I feel like I wish I had known coming into business. And also, let me also put this out there too. I have to put this in this video. One thing I really wish I had put in, I feel like I knew this at first, but I feel like I already knew this, right? But I don't feel like I was really putting it into action. That was the only problem. I don't feel like I was really putting it into action. And what I mean by action, when you have a product or service or any type of industry that you are in, right? The whole concept, I was kind of the guy that was looking at money first, right? Trying to look and see how much can I make, you know what I mean? How much can I sell this for? And a lot of that, right? A lot of things that I did not notice is that I wasn't looking for the value inside of my product, service, or industry, right? I wasn't looking at, hey, what type of value am I providing the customer with? Or how much value am I providing the customer with inside my company, right? The key inside and building the company is to not focus on the money. It's to focus on how much value you are providing. And when you focus on how much value you are providing, I guarantee you the money will come. All right, the money will come. And I wish I realized that earlier coming into business. I'm glad I know it now, right? Because ultimately, the more value you provide and the more problems you solve for other people, the more money you'll be able to make inside of any industry that you are in, okay? You find a problem to solve within your industry and you have created money, okay? Guarantee you, all right? Now, I think that's going to be it. That is going to be it, you guys. I want to make sure I give y'all everything that's locked and loaded inside my mind. All right. I had somebody to tell me the other day on YouTube that was like, said, Kai, you probably want to have your notes down. That way you can be, it looks more professional. If you really honestly knew what I went through on a daily basis so far as with content, social media, consultation calls, I don't even edit my videos anymore. Okay, I don't edit my video. I really don't have time to be on YouTube that much, but I make sure that I go ahead and I gotta make sure that I stay on this platform and make sure I keep on providing value and also solving problems for others within this channel. Okay, and that's what I'm gonna do. All right, but make sure you like and subscribe to your boy channel. That way you'll be updated every time I come out with a new video. I'm gonna be helping you guys out all 2022 to build your business and grow and expand.